Hey y'all, on this week's adventure of Will and Dakota, we got the F-150 in here. We're trying to figure out what we could do for this week's content. The race that we was testing for this thing unfortunately got canceled again because of rain. 2 for 2. 3 for 3 actually.
Yeah, 3 for 3.
Shit's trash. So we're thinking about turboing this thing and like down and dirty, as Will would say, throw everything away you think you know about turbo kits.
Yeah. We're just gonna forget everything we know and have learned about turbo kits, and we just gonna make it work.
Whatever that means, it's gonna get wicked. Nothing's gonna look right, but we're gonna figure out how to turbo it as quickly and as dirty as we can.
Without using a scavenge pump.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
We got one, but I ain't want to use it.
It'd be super simple to just come under here and do like a rear mount, mid mount setup and just run intercooler pipe all the way back up front and scavenge pump, oil lines, all that. Or get dumb, figure out how to bring all that back up here and not have to worry about scavenge pumps, intercooler pipe, none of that. So we got all kinds of stuff laying around the shop, just scrap pipe, metal, turbos, blah, blah, blah. We're going to use what we got on hand and see if we can't turbo this thing. This thing's actually got, what is it, a 4.2?
Yeah, 4.2.
Yeah. Got the 4.2 V6, 5-speed manual. We already welded the diff in this thing, so it's ready to slide. Yeah, we don't really know what we're doing. We're just kind of winging it on this Friday afternoon. We're going to see if we can have some fun. Y'all just follow along with me. It's going to get ignorant real quick. You probably ain't even going to see what we got going on, like envisioned-wise, until we're pretty much done. Because none of it makes sense.
Not a single damn bit of it.
No. Alright, so now that I got that cut, I'm going to go ahead and pull the rest of the stock exhaust off because we're probably going to use most of the bends off of it just to make this easy and as cheap as possible. So what we did on the Vic actually when we done the first turbo kit on it, we used the complete stock exhaust for the whole turbo kit. Cheap as hell, worked great. We're going to do the same with this. Might not work great though.
It's crazy vehicles come with enough exhaust on the turbo from the factory.
We hope.
No, I know. That your way. Come down. Yeah, she's out. Need to like take it out back, spray it off.
As you can see, we've been using this thing for a lot card down in the lower lot. I don't know why I said lot twice, but this thing muddy.
Just like chocolate milk.
We're gonna get this thing cleaned up, that way the welds kind of take. Other than that, it is mild steel that we're just gonna be flux core welding, so it ain't gonna be too fancy. Unless we'll just get wild and start tigging stuff, and I ain't gonna let him do it.
Hell no.
So first order of business, we're gonna be trying to figure out wastegate placement and a wastegate because we don't want to blow the thing up. So we gotta have some sort of boost control. Got this laying around. Made this quick plate. Like I said, it's gonna be down and dirty, boys. So thinking about just that'll be it. We're gonna cap where we cut the exhaust off. Follow me here. So we don't have the other flange that comes with this. So we're gonna be chopping up, mangling the Vic's first turbo kit we ever built. Like I said, this was all stock exhaust stuff.
Every single bit of this other than V-bands.
Yeah, flux cord. This was down and dirty as well, but I mean, it worked great for years. It's just been sitting on the shelf collecting dust, and since we don't have it, we're going to utilize what we got. Probably just hack that off. Yeah.
It don't matter. I'll hack it right here flat and weld that flat to that flat. It's going to get wicked.
So, unfortunately, this is what we got to do. It's going to take a little bit more time than what we anticipated since we ain't got one, but it is what it is. Once that's done, we can start making the kit go forward and mounting the turbo, which we got a GT45 there. And an S366 there.
I got the downpipe right there for it.
Oh, yeah. So I'm thinking about using the S366 mainly because it's all complete aside for a feed and drain, which I'm hoping I can pull off this one and slap on that. This one's missing the back and rings and the bolts, so this thing just kind of lifts up out of there. Ain't ideal. So if that'll swap to that, it'll be Gucci. We can use this, and this would probably, I would imagine, spool a little better than this.
Probably.
So that's the game plan for now. They're both very similar size turbos. This is like a 69, that's a 66, but both T4 twin scroll. This manifold's not gonna be a twin scroll. All right, feed's on, drain's on. Had to through bolt that, and that's a little sus, but it's tight. New gasket, should work. Got, and that's a power stance if I ever seen one. This might be the most sus thing we ever did.
Be on.
So basically, you see the picture now. We just cap that off. All the exhaust flow gonna come there and stop. Wastegate's gonna be there, so I mean that seems like a pretty prioritized spot.
That's probably gonna work.
I hope. So wastegate's just gonna go there. Then we're gonna tee into this thing somewhere and send it back forward. Like I said, forget everything you know, because we don't even know.
This thing has, look, it works 60% of the time, every time.
It started today, so it's gonna be a good day.
Yeah.
Holes cut. We just gotta fish that unit out wherever it's at. There it is. Bada bing. Bada boom. That is now gonna be, I suppose he's got him a piece of pipe. You got an idea here. That ain't great location, but you get the gist. We're gonna intercept that and send it back up through where?
Somewhere.
Alright y'all, we're trucking along. I went ahead, took the wastegate apart and put a small wastegate spring in it because these was pretty big. They was actually stacked inside of there, so got away from those. Hopefully this is no more than 8 pounds. It's probably more, but I'm gonna go ahead and get this slapped on that plate and get to making the exhaust. Alright, so got a little fancy. Smacked a V-band on this thing to make our life a little bit easier for being able to take this thing in and out. Unfortunately, we hit a snag. Ran out of flux core wire, so we might have to reconjoin in the morning.
Yeah, we got some things done.
We got something done.
We got more important. I mean, this pipe right here will literally get us to, I mean, like up here past the steering shaft. So like all we gotta do once we get up there, once that pipe's on, we can literally start to the point where we lower the truck and like start figuring out where the turbo is going to be mounted, and then we need to figure out the pipe in between.
For sure, for sure. Other than that, we'll just have to run a vacuum line down to this, but that ain't no thing. We just run one over top the trans all the way down, tuck it up, zip tie or something. That'll be good to go. We'll be done back here. Once that's done, we just have to finish welding. Sucks we ran out of wire. Alright y'all, we're back next day. Got a spool of wire. Gonna finish tacking this stuff up. It's getting wicked. We're just gonna end up welding this downpipe straight to the exhaust housing. We ain't got a V-band clamp for it, so it'll work. Ain't that big a deal. We also just gonna be welding that V-band to that. Fits perfect. So then we have this as well that will go to that, which will step that down to the size we need. It's gonna get wicked, but we're using what we got, and what we got is just good enough.
Those are words.
She gonna be hard wall on it. There might be a little back pressure in this turbo kit.
You know, if you think about it, there's going to be a little turbulence there, but if you want to get technical, it's like a truck bed, you know. It's got some air flowing, and, you know, air move better over air.
I thought that turbulence in the bed was bad. Stagnant.
No, it's good. They say don't take your tailgate down, shit fucks you up. So keep that shit shut.
So basically, that's our tailgate.
Yeah.
All right.
Whatever the fuck that means. She welded.
Alright y'all, so we're going to get a little fancy on this one and actually TIG the V-band to the housing, mainly because we don't want to get no slag down in there on the turbine. Doesn't really matter anywhere else, but right here, just in case it got on them blades and locked them up or anything, it's probably safer to TIG. So if you ain't got a TIG, obviously you could flux core it, but you'd have to...
the flange.
Yeah, you'd have a T4 flange obviously would make this way simpler, but so, working with what we got.
On to the next.
Alright, so y'all wouldn't believe this, but we've kind of had every bend we needed just laying down there in that scrap bin. So we're just gonna come up, you can see where it's at right there. He's gonna tack it, I'm gonna hold it. Pretty much that's where the turbo's gonna sit. Alright, so it's looking like where it's pretty much gonna sit. We might have to clock the compressor housing, orientate it however we need it to get it to the throttle body. At the moment, this thing's gonna stay non-intercooled just for simplicity. But we got some tacks on that, so we're gonna crack that V-band loose down there that we put. That way we can pull this whole thing out as a unit and weld it, so we're not sticking it through this fender well, which ain't ideal.
Not even close. Is it ideal? No. Do we give a fuck? No.
No. Y'all, we got it welded up, getting it back down on the ground now. Well, mostly down to the ground, that way we can reach and see what we're gonna do with it. Like I said, that's done. That right there is done. We just gotta connect the two. We're gonna start it up first though without the turbo so we can blow any kind of slag or anything in the exhaust out of it. See what it sounds like, because as y'all seen, the flow on this thing's gonna be ignorant. I mean,
it's gonna be trash.
It should run, I would imagine. We might have to hook a MAF back up, we'll see. But as for now, I mean, shit.
Oh, dude, that's a sick place.
It's perfect, yeah. It's gonna sound like a Stroker GTR is all I'm saying. Yeah, so we need to tighten that V-band.
Yeah, tighten the V-band.
It blew all kind of metal out of that thing, so that was smart. Probably the smartest thing we've did in this whole process.
Definitely, probably the smartest thing.
It spun that thing without even having it sealed up, so that's a positive. Bro, got to figure out feed and drain. Other than that, and we got to figure out this. I'll put that in there somewhere. Still a little bit left to do. Now it's the nitpicky shit, but we close. Alright, so we got the F150 back up in the air just to tighten that V-band clamp, and as you can see, like, I mean, shit, boys. We capped the Y off, put the wastegate there, so it's coming from there, stopping, coming back here, meeting itself, and then going back up front. Straight ignorant.
That's the best flow I could have imagined.
Yeah, I mean, it worked though.
It did.
Yeah, I mean, it spun the turbo without even being connected at idle, so I think it's going to have plenty of flow. It has no choice. Basically, physics. Path of least resistance is obviously that way at some point, so we got to go that way.
Somehow, some way, it's going to make it there.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Alright, so I went ahead, got all the couplers MAF orientated on this. Gonna have to cut that to length. We'll just slap the bracket on there, so that thing, I ain't touching it, but
yeah, I won't touch it.
Yeah, it ain't moving though, so turbo should be supported. If you want, pull that clamp off. I'll slide the turbo down onto it since it should hold. We'll make a mark where we gotta cut that boy. And
fuck. This bitty about to be turboed.
yes, sir. That man ain't bad.
No.
Is the downpipe gonna clear?
I don't know. Let's go get it. Let's go get the downpipe. I mean, I don't know. I'd consider that money.
Yeah, I don't know if we could have done that any better if we planned it, to be honest with you. I'll cut this to length if you want to pull that V-band off and get that welded to that.
Well, cut a little extra because I'm going to raise it up so we can get it into the cap.
Alright, so the V-band is welded on. This is cut down. Got the intake air temp sensor on there. Maps on there. Hopefully the cut was right to where this just swoops right on into there. Hell, dude, besides feed and drain, it's done. Downpipe, I guess, but
yeah, that ain't nothing.
yeah, we just welding that straight to the housing too, so yeah. Sick. Yeah, I mean.
It ain't pretty, but it works.
What do you mean? That's pretty as hell. Man, that kind of looks sick. Yeah, I wouldn't put that on. Let me clock that housing a smidge. Oh boy, this thing's turbo.
Basically.
Do a burnout.
Yeah, thanks. Sick. Hell yeah.
Got a turbo F150.
Yeah, at this point, fucking no EcoBoost.
Hey y'all, that's gonna be it. We're gonna have to hunt down 2 clamps just to put one there and there. V-band's tight. That's where the turbo is gonna sit. Man, it looked good, honestly. So we'll have to cut the hood because I'm sure this is gonna hit. Obviously, got to cut it for the exhaust as well. I'll put a plug in there, that way it ain't pissing out the exhaust for the wideband.
I guess I should have just put the damn wideband.
We don't have no feed or drain on this thing yet, but I think it'll be all right to start it up just for a you know, a little 10-second.
Yeah.
See if this thing still sounds like hammered hell or not. Man, we probably only have maybe 5 hours in this.
I mean, honestly, if you count the time we're actually working and not waiting on something to like maybe be cut,
yeah.
I mean, we're not like fucking rushing or nothing.
No,
we're
not at all. We're literally just trying to make stuff work and eyeballing. And like, we made, what, maybe 3-4 cuts total? Yeah. Like, we already had the stuff bent up somehow magically in the scrap pile, and we just made it work. So, is it ideal? Is it something y'all should replicate? Probably not, but
if you want to, you can.
You can. Damn, my turbo's still spinning.
Hell yeah.
That's a unit.
Does it spin good?
Yeah. It don't sound great.
It don't, but
maybe once it ain't reverbing off the hood.
That'll definitely help, because right now the sound is literally...
This is a fitting... no. There it is. Fitting that come out of the oil filter housing. I doubt you'll be able to see it. Yeah, right there. Just pulled that. We're going to drill it, tap it for a feed fitting. Already got the drain done. It's going back into the oil cap back here. So simple, done. Are we starting it? Everything's done, I guess. We just got to check for leaks. All right, let it rip. I'd like to see some flames.
Well, I was about to hold on later. I'd like to hold up first. Can't believe it.
I mean, you can't believe it.
Can't believe it. We don't know what the fuck we're doing.
We knew exactly what we was doing. We decided to do this yesterday for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
This unit. We pick this thing up off Facebook Marketplace. Innovate. Handheld wideband.
Love to see it.
How's it that lean? Give it some throttle. It might be sucking air. Some revision. Yeah, for sure. It's just too.
That's the first time I've ever seen that.
It's too close.
Clutch don't work.
What are you about to do? I'd say make sure the rear tires are spinning and not the clutch before you stay in it.
We'll see. thing done.
Radiator.
Thing could bust it any second. The fan caught the hose.
Radiator hose, the heater core hose.
Damn fan caught the hose. That thing's still spinning.
That is what it is. I'll drive it back on that. I'm gonna put it in second and just romp on it through the straight right there and see what AFRs are.
Say less.
Oh, wow.
Oh. I like the clutch kick mid-pull.
It definitely builds boost.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's just lazy?
Yeah.
Okay. Which we might have a couple exhaust leaks we could seal up. That might help that. I don't know. I mean, it's still on there. It ain't blew nothing out. So.
I can't believe it.
What do you mean you can't believe?
That these are trash.
Yeah, but they're working. For sure. This thing cashed. All right, we're going to take this thing down to the red light, see if we can't get this thing... Shoot. Build some boost. We ain't got a boost gauge, so we don't know what it's going to do, but we're just going to kind of go by the seat of our pants and see what we think it feels like. Sounds terrible.
What?
Welded div. It needs tune, but it's fat.
We can work with fat.
Yeah.
Clutch pedal is to the floor. Like to the floor. Yeah. Like non-existent. It's alright. That's not alright.
Bad like it. That's livable. This thing got tunes. Kick. I guess you can't kick it.
Yeah, I can.
Oh damn. Clutch is done. Damn.
Just need some fluid.
We're gonna try something. Alright, so this thing's super rich. We got the cure all for that, which is a little bit of E85. That'll naturally lean your fuel system out 30%.
Something like that.
Something. I don't know if that's enough to get us from 8.0 to 11s, but we gotta do something. We ain't got no way to tune this thing currently, so we're gonna give it a shot. It's the best we can do. And we done blew something out. We's trying to damn fill this. Man, it's just pouring. It's pouring.
You don't need a clutch.
Yeah, we don't need a clutch.
Here, push his ass out.
Oh, damn. That's what we get.
Yeah, that's something nice.
Well, at least... Damn it. Do we put 5 gallons? Oh shit. Gone. Okay.
Livened her up a little bit.
So I was just planning on putting, you know, a gallon or 2 E85 in here because the low fuel light was on. Lean it up. He put a whole 5 gallon jug.
That's alright.
Oh! This no clutch life kind of whack. Oh shit. Here's a little lean right there. I appreciate the effort.
I tried, brother.
Yes, sir. See a drift truck. Oh my god. This thing's ignorant. We got. Killed. Okay, now we could tune it with our fuel. We just need to probably toss a gallon or 2 of 87 in it.
Which I got.
Do you?
Yeah.
Shit.
Thing was 90.
It leaned up about 14.0 right at the top, but
Turbo. She's an E85 tune for sure.
well, it's the 85.
Yeah.
It ain't tuned.
Needs some injectors. No, whoa. Needs spark plug. Yeah, for sure need a tune up. We should boost leak test it and see what the fuck that's doing. So I guarantee this thing's got a million vacuum leaks, which is gonna lean it up in general. Or
I mean, we could do it because I mean, shit, dude, I don't even know what's going on over here.
Yeah, that's some shit. We should have one of your boost leak testers to fit this. We have one to fit this.
You have one.
Oh, fuck.
Now you got a bad leak somewhere, for sure. That's a bad one. I'm gonna have to pull the damn intake. I don't know what's going on.
What is smoking?